Yeah. Well, speaking of pieces of the puzzle, we're going to get into the main course of today. Um, and so, look, I'm expecting the Newcastle boys to fight me on every single position because obviously Newcastle are great and they're finishing top four this season. This is the combined 11. So the way this is going to work is you need at least two votes. If it's 2-2, we'll then have a bit of a discussion. But I feel like everything is going to be 2-2, isn't it? All right.
No.
Yeah, I reckon as the guest, we get a decided vote.
Away goals.
Elanga instead of Saka. All right.
No, I'm going to try my best to be as fair as I possibly can. Like I'm trying to remove my bias and be more of a football fan here than an Arsenal fan when doing something like this. But all right, we'll start in goal, guys. Obviously, actually got an interesting thought before we get into this. Did Aaron Ramsdale play the other day for Brentford?
Against Bradford.
Yeah,
he did.
He played well. Yeah, it was interesting. We played passes to him that we wouldn't normally play to Nick Pope, but yeah, he did really well.
This is where I'm confused as an Arsenal fan a little bit, and this has nothing to do with Newcastle. It's got to do more with him since he's left Arsenal. Before David Raya came to Arsenal, I, of my opinion, thought Ramsdale was one of the better keepers in the league. I thought he should have been England's number one. So there was a point in time, even a year ago when we went to pick the Euro squad, when most people would have Ramsdale ahead of Pope, and now he's come in, and I guess at a different point of his career, which is kind of 1 year removed, and now he's the backup to Pope. Like, how do you guys sort of see that? Obviously,
so
as Newcastle fans, like
you need to think, right? Nick Pope is 33 years old. He's coming probably towards his back end of career. We've got Champions League football. We've got cups. We need to have a very good keeper. And as you can already see how the season's already gone, they are quite clearly pushing each other because Nick Pope has played the best he's played as a keeper under us. Is the reason why he's got the most clean sheets in the league at the moment. He's very, very well. Like, obviously, the slightly different style of players, like Nick Pope being much more like a sweeper keeper, and obviously Ramsdale, you have the ability to kind of pass the ball back to him and he'll come up much further up in the pitch. I can see Nick Pope probably starting for the rest of the season, unless if he has an absolute honker towards the end. But I think going forward, next season onwards, Ramsdale will probably end up being our number one. But it's kind of just a stopgap while Nick Pope's getting a bit older, that's all. So
yeah, I mean, we've only brought in Ramsdale on loan for like £3 million on a 1 year loan deal, and with
is it a loan? I thought it was permanent.
No, it's a loan with an option to buy.
Oh, okay.
The option to buy. I can't remember what the option is. I think it's like 20 mil or something like that.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
So it was good. It was. I mean, we got him instead of Trafford, so
I think I think you got a better keeper, to be honest.
We paid 20 odd million less for him, and yeah, I was pleased with the signing. I'm pleased with how I don't think he'll be number one. I kind of agree with what Ash is saying. I think he'll be the cup keeper, and then depending on if Nick gets injured or maybe has one or two real bad games, then you may see Aaron play Premier League games. But for the most part, I think he'll be a backup. And then in the end of the year, we'll probably move Nick on and then decide whether or not we want to keep Aaron and make him the number one and bring in a striker.
Keepers stay in the game a lot longer, to be honest. Keepers like 36, 37, 38 keepers still keep, So if Nick Pope continues to be as good as you're saying, why would you need to move him on?
Well, again, I think it's the change of style of play for us. I think because what we saw with the Bradford game that we haven't seen at all, but with Nick is as soon as because before with Nick, if you press our centre backs, even as good as they are on the ball, it puts them in a position where they have to go long, and then we lose possession of the ball, or we risk losing possession of the ball. Whereas now in that Bradford game, whenever they press the centre backs, we had an out ball to Aaron, who could then we beat the press around the essentially why you have a ball playing goalkeeper is you passing the ball, you work yourself around the press, and then you go again down the other side, which was really good to see. But we can't do that with Nick. He's too. You can tell there's a we play differently with Nick in goal than we do with Aaron.
All right.
Pope,
well,
Nick Pope's, by the way, also on Nick Pope, his contract also finishes at the end of the season as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's not renewed.
I don't think
it's just weird to me. Like, just thinking from our point of view, I don't know if Cal agrees with me here. Like, we were sitting here with Raya and Ramsdale 2 years ago, and the conversation was how disrespectful it was for Arsenal to be making Ramsdale a cup keeper. And here he moves on to his dream move, because he was talking about in that very season, all the rumors about him going to Newcastle and how he wants to go to play for Newcastle at the end of the season. He thought that was sort of the promised land for him. And here he is. He's got that move eventually via Southampton. And he's still now, you guys consider him a cup keeper. It was interesting to hear. It
is what it is.
Yeah, I think after everything went downhill for him after he kind of had that interview, at least with Arsenal. And he said he watches the birds instead of actually being a keeper. So like, it just goes to show, like, you should really sometimes not speak the truthfully and just keep
it really doesn't help.
In his defense, he does get bored watching Arsenal play just like you, so he has to watch something that keeps him.
To be honest, you guys are pretty defensive as well, bro.
No. You saw us against Bradford. That was fun to watch. And
you know what? I actually thought against Barcelona it was fun to watch. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was that Rashford performance.
Wasn't fun for Fabian Shaw. Fabian Shaw is actually seeing birds as well. He's taking Aaron Ramsdale's thing. He's flipping seeing birds with his concussion.
Well, while we're on the topic, guys, I'm gonna start with Kane, and then we'll go to Cal, and then back to Ash, and then back to me. So we'll go Newcastle, Arsenal, and then on other positions we'll shift from the other way.
Yeah.
Kane, so you're talking a lot about Nick Pope. Would you have David Raya at Newcastle instead if you had the opportunity? Which would be the question, Raya or Pope?
Wait. What's the format of this combined 11? Is it? I think
so. We're both play a similar formation.
Yeah.
Do you want me to
talking about system?
Do you want me to make it?
We'll talk about
it. Be player.
No, it's a combined 11. So Arsenal and Newcastle today have merged to make one club, and we have an option of what are 50 players combined.
Okay.
Who is the best 11 players that we would be starting?
Okay. In goal, I will go with David Raya. I don't think he's as good a shot stopper as Nick Pope, but he's good enough, and he's a lot better with his feet.
All right, Cal, I'm guessing you're going to double up down on that?
Yeah, I think Raya would be the best keeper in the world if he was a little taller. That's it. No, I'm serious. His reaction times, and we saw it, remember last season against Aston Villa, like his reaction times are actually kind of insane. His positioning is actually really good. And even the Szoboszlai goal, like when you watch the analysis of the goal, it's like, if he was taller, he would have gotten to it.
I mean,
he's just
Nick Pope is like 6'6" or something like that. He is a tall mother.
Yeah, so it's like, but he's extremely good with his feet. I feel like since Raya's been at Arsenal, it's the first time where I'm not worried about the keeper at all. And I feel so comfortable when he's passing back. When we pass back to him, I don't feel any sort of anxiety whatsoever. And there's a certain comfort that brings that's indescribable compared to how I used to feel. So I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. If he was taller, he'd be the best. I definitely have Raya.
All right. Well, that's 2 votes for Raya. What about you, Ash?
I think we're all in the same boat. Let's be honest.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll just
look. I'll never ever forget the time when Nick Pope came out and didn't he like flipping spear. Was it Mo Salah or something? He came out and got a red card. I'll just never ever forget that, man.
Come on, you gotta forgive.
Pre-season in Celtic, where he...
All right. Well, now we're going to go from the back four. So Ash says that Newcastle's defense is as good as Arsenal's defense. So let's see. Let's see if you can at least crack two of our back four. But I think we'll go from left to right.
Yeah.
I think this is one of your places where I think you have your best chances of getting that, because I think Arsenal is not very settled at the moment in this position, because we've got so many players, but nobody really established yet as the clear number one in this position. But I'm going to start with Cal here. Obviously, you got Lewis Hall. I reckon would be the main. Would you guys agree? Would be the main for left back? Yeah.
Yeah, but Tino does
on the right. He goes on the right. Ash, don't do it. Don't.
I know,
don't.
But if you want Tino in the 11, I mean, because obviously
you
right
need to
back is going to be very, very crowded. So
you need to include his versatility, though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Tino's on the right.
Yeah, Tino is the right, but yeah, he has the ability. So
yeah,
I would. I see. You see, this is a problem. This is a problem for me. I would have lived I would have lived on the left and Timber on the right.
See, I knew you would do that, but unfortunately, it's Lewis Hall and Tino both getting over Arsenal's.
James playing a smart game here, because the minute you put Tino here at left back, you're almost guaranteeing an Arsenal player at right back. Because
you say that, but Trippier is still
better than Timber and White. Anyway, we haven't gotten to right back, guys.
We're not. Go. Sorry, Cal. I interrupted.
I would, like, in terms of all the available available fullbacks, I would want Tino at left back if I had a choice.
Okay.
So I put him.
Well, we got a Tino vote in there at left back. All right. Ash, over to you. Who'd you pick at left back? You would pick Lewis Hall.
I'm gonna have to do it in their actual position, so I will say Lewis Hall.
Yeah. Okay. I had to take Lewis Hall over any of Arsenal's left backs ahead of Calafiori, who's had a good start to the season, ahead of Lewis Skelly, ahead of Ian Capier. Would you take Lewis Hall?
100%.
All right. For me, it's different because Nkapie hasn't played for Arsenal yet, really. So he's not really qualified, I think, for this conversation quite yet. Lewis Skelly has barely played this season, although he's starting, which is interesting. So you talk about Lewis Hall versus Lewis Skelly. For England, I think that's going to be a long-term conversation we'll have for very many years to come. But again, at the moment, Lewis Skelly's not getting into Arsenal's team. And Calafiori, for me, if we're making a team combined and I have the ability to pick Lewis Hall, I have to pick Lewis Hall, which gives Lewis Hall 2 votes, which basically means now Newcastle have won the left back position. So,
I think that was always going to be the case.
Do you want to make this a vote off, make this interesting, or are you gonna
put 2 Newcastle players against each other? Nah. Lewis Hall goes straight.
He's never going to do that.
Lewis Hall goes straight in at left back. It's criminally underrated, that lad. I reckon. I reckon, and I'm not even joking. If he didn't get injured at the end of last season, he would have been in team of the season over Kirkez. That kid was phenomenal. Bearing in mind, he isn't even cracked 20 yet, and he can do all the things that Kirkez can do and defend. He kept Saka quiet. He kept Mo Salah. Mo Salah had to come into up front in order to get his goals. He didn't. He kept both those two quiet, as well as contributing in attack. He can move into midfield. He can go down the wing. He can do whatever you want. He keeps hold of the ball like no one else, and he can cross the ball. Mate, Lewis Hall is... the fact that there is a conversation around England is stupid. It is always and should ever be Lewis Hall.
What?
Well, no, it is true. It's the reason why, everyone said, there was a massive debate about the fact that Newcastle have England's future right and left back.
Yep.
That was set on. Yeah.
Yep.
Tino on one side and Lewis Hall on the other. It's why Chelsea fans were really upset when we got him from him.
Yeah.
Well, I think let's do right back since we've been talking about it a lot. We might as well, let's do the fullback score, the center backs. Ash, you can start it off this time.
Tino Livramento.
All right, there you go.
I'm being dead serious when I say this. I have never seen Tino put a performance that's under 7.5 in. I've never seen it, whether it's for England, for Newcastle, on the left, on the right. This man has so much versatility. He goes up and comes back, and his defensive side of things is absolutely amazing. But he has the ability to bring the ball forward. Like, he does it in such a good, he has a very big stride on him. Tino's the one person in our squad at the moment. Well, one of the people in our squad at the moment that is probably one of the first names on the team sheet, whether it's on the left or right side, just because of how good he is.
All right, Cal, your turn.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely Timber, to be honest. I think Timber over the past year has kind of shown his quality. I think he's the best defending fullback in the league in terms of his 1v1, his ability to defend one-on-one. And I also think he has enough technical ability to go forward and actually provide something. I think he's probably one of our best. He was the best signing that we got. One of the best signings. We got him for the Declan Rice season, right? But he just got that. He just got that ACL, and we didn't get to see him all season. But he is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, in terms of who he was going up against in the Champions League, and the kind of players that he was just stopping, the kind of players that just don't have performances against him is just something I don't see from a lot of fullbacks. So,
yeah,
like when you're keeping Real Madrid completely, like they had nothing. I get like no one they brought on did anything to stop him, and when he's doing stuff like that, I think it's
All right, Kanos.
Tino for me. I echo everything Ash said. I think also what's great about both our fullbacks is they can play wing back as well, because we do tend to sometimes play with a back three, and that's down to their versatility and their engines. They get up and down both bylines. Tino himself can do it both left, right. He can invert. He can go around the outside again. He's just a complete fullback. He has everything in the tools that you would want from a player. I mean, listen, I respect Jurrien Timber. I think it's close. I'm not saying like it's easily Tino in the same way that I'm saying it's easily Lewis Hall. It is close between the two, but for me, I think it's Tino Livramento.
See, for me, this is tough because I have to. I'm battling. I'm not even like my England fandom against my Arsenal fandom. By the way, for those who don't know, I know I have an American accent. My dad grew up in Hendon, and that's one reason why I was an Arsenal fan. So I'm very much England when it comes to my international football. So I'm a massive fan of Tino Livramento, and I'm happy that he didn't go to City because I know they wanted him. But for me, Jurrien Timber, I wouldn't pick a single right back in the league over Jurrien Timber right now, and I've said it time and time again. I know I've had Chelsea fans come up to me and talking about Reece James, and I keep saying, well, I don't know how you can even have that conversation when Reece James can barely even stay on the football pitch for longer than 5 games in a row. So, well, we're gonna have a bit of a standoff here because I'm also voting for Timber. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
do you know what the most important part of a footballer is? Staying fit.
Yeah, I agree.
Who always stays fit? Tino Livramento. I'll say this for Newcastle, he joined 1 month after Timber joined Arsenal, and he's played 30 more games for us.
Yeah, because he got an ACL.
Exactly.
I mean, if we're going to hold the same argument for Reece James,
No.
It was like a freak injury, and he's come back stronger than ever.
That's true. But
the difference between Timber and Reece James is Timber had one major injury, and he Reece James recovered every single season.
Yeah.
He plays one game and he's back on the training table again.
All of last season, we literally forced him into the starting lineup. He's like, "Yep, you recovered from your ACL. Yep, now you're playing every single game."
Yeah, but come on, his competition's Ben White. Like, come on, man, that's not competition for.
That is massive competition.
Oh, come on, no.
Ben White hasn't got enough of a shout in here because, like,
Ben White is a fantastic player.
Trippier is above Ben White.
Yeah, he's not. Maybe old Trippier, like maybe Trippier of yesteryear, but not this. Guys, not the one that we see today.
Let's be honest. During the Euros, Trippier was the player who was starting for England, and everybody wanted him on the bench.
Yeah, but Trippier was also the guy who was scoring free kicks and setting up goals.
That was Russia. That was a long time ago. He's been years have passed. He wasn't even playing for you back then. I think he was at Spurs or Madrid back then. But all right, you know what? I will be nice just because I know that the other two center backs are probably going to be Arsenal, but you guys might disagree with me here. But look, yeah. I think I'm going to do, just because I'm being a gracious host here. But I'm still going to point out that I still would pick Timber.
Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. I mean, I don't think it's like this insane thing to, like, if you had Timber and Livramento on the same team.
I just got to push the show along because they're going to sit here and argue about right back.
Yeah, I don't think it's this unprecedented thing. I don't think.
I will say one thing does go in Tino's favor. He is younger than Timber. Tino is younger than Timber. So
yeah, he could learn off Timber. Anyway, moving on.
Let's go left in the back here. And for me, it's not even a debate here. No. It's got to be Gabriel. What say you?
I think, to be honest, just put Gabriel and Saliba. We can move on to the midfield. Yeah, honestly,
just put them in.
Do you guys agree?
No, I don't disagree. It's them too. Listen, Sven will, I think, come good. He's just been injured, and Malik we haven't really seen. Dan Burn and Fabian are fantastic players. They're just too old. But shout out to Dan Burn though, making his international debut like 30 odd.
Dude, Dan Burn is like,
I don't know what he's done.
He's a guy.
He's been he's scoring goals in cup finals. He's playing amazing for his country, and he's doing it. He's like the Jamie Vardy for centre backs. The guy is
that's actually really good.
Yeah, it's so for me personally, I 100% agree on Saliba. I think the only thing that I may say is, like I said, Dan Burn, but his age comes into it.
Of all of them, you would take Dan Burn before
over Gabriel
or Thiaw or Botman.
No, because I'm going on the left centre back. So it would be between Gabriel, Dan Burn, and Sven Botman. Sven Botman, like I said, he's a bit injury prone at the moment. He needs time to get back. Malik Chow and Sven Botman are going to be our centre backs going forward. They just need more time to play. Dan Burn, like I said, he is a big game player. He is. And it's weird. Like, if you ever see him against PSG, bro was flipping pocketing Buddy Mbappe. He's literally like, it's very strange.
Lewandowski did not want to be in St. James's Park.
Mate, every single time the camera panned to him, he's like, that's the fourth tackle. Like, Lewandowski was literally non-existent because of Dan Burn. It's
these two. For the sake of the 11, it's definitely these two.
Yeah, no. I have to agree, especially for that age. But yeah, Dan Burn definitely deserves an honorable mention, though.
Right.
Yeah, he definitely. And we're going to be crossing balls into the box, and then Dan Burn.
Now gets into where I think the battles will begin, because this is where I think obviously both of us are very, very strong in these areas. Mm-hmm. So we'll start. I think I'll start at the box to box, the 8 position.
Are we playing with a 10 or are we playing with 2 8s?
Well, do you want to do that? Considering both of us kind of do that, I want to see if that's an option here. We'll call that. 4-1, 4-1-2. No,
I just got
4-1-2.
right?
4-3-3.
Have you got 4-3-3 holding? There you go.
4-3-3 holding. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Center defensive mid then we'll start with because I think it's the most natural thing. So obviously, I'll start with Ash again. I know who you're going with, but just might as well just
Go on. Who am I going to go with?
You better pick right.
You were gonna go with Tonali.
Sandro Tonali.
Hey,
Sandro Tonali.
hey. He
Right,
eats
yeah, no,
spaghetti, he drinks
He
Moretti,
He hates fucking Sunderland. Sandro Tonali. Right, anyway, yeah. No, I generally do think it's Sandro Tonali, to be honest.
Yeah.
Cal?
On a real, I do.
I would give them this just because Zubimendi is his first season, and I do think I think he's better than Tonali, but I don't think we haven't seen him in the league long enough, so I would give him that. I would give him Tonali.
Nah, bro, Sandro Tonali is literally the definition of a Rolls Royce. He is
that phrase irritates me now, but
yeah, I know. I think it's been overused a bit, but in the actual sense of it, he is unbelievable, and I'm pretty sure the only reason why we got him was because I think
of the gambling.
a certain club may have been aware of something that was coming.
Yeah,
I think
that was such a stitch up.
Yeah,
a stitch up, bro.
I think they may have had a bit of an inkling, so we got flipping dealt a flipping bad hand for a whole year for that. But
no,
he's but like at the end of the day, I'm not going to complain because of how good he is, and the fact we've got him is absolutely.
Kane.
Oh yeah,
I know who.
Yeah,
he sang the song. You think he sang the song? I was going to pick Zubimendi.
I know me and Kane had like an hours back and forth about Zubimendi against Tonali and Bruno, so I know exactly who he's picking.
Oh yeah. Like Sandro Tonali is my favorite player. I don't know how he does it, but I think I feel like we need to do some sort of genetic testing on Sandro Tonali because I think he's got a spare 2 lungs somewhere.
Yeah. Bro's an Italian stallion.
My God, about 5 Italian stallions. Honestly, the guy gets around everywhere. He does it all. Apart from like ping balls from. He's not Pirlo. I think the best way to describe him, he's a Gattuso. He can dominate midfields single-handedly. He's everywhere. He harries players. He gets the ball. He's not just a ball win. Like he's not a ball winner. He's a ball getter. In the sense
every time I think of Gattuso, I think sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe a shit.
Sometimes
maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Many more times good.
You've also got to put in that conversation. He was compared to the modern day Pirlo.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been. That was wrong.
Yeah,
he's not going to ping ball. He does. He can pass. He can pass. Don't get me wrong. The guy can pass a ball, but he's not pinging them like Pirlo did from let's say where the CDM position is here all the way through to the striker.
It's just one of them ones where people like playing players because they look similar.
Exactly.
That was one of the main things.
It's kind of like when people you compare Calafiori to Maldini. It's just the hair. Like one. It's like they're not the same player.
Right.
No way. Now that I've seen Calafiori play at Arsenal for a good year and a bit, they're not even the same at all. But
that's what people said before he even joined. People were saying that because
that's obviously uneducated.
He's like, oh yeah, he's Italian and he has long hair.
He does look like Pirlo, but he plays nothing like him. But he is. He does everything. He can defend. He gets forward. He can make those runs from midfield past the striker and get goals. Like the guy's got everything. I couldn't speak highly enough of the guy. For me, he is a world-class talent, and I can't sing his praises any higher. He is honestly one of the best DMs in the league. I'll still give Rodri his flowers, but right there is Sandro Tonali. The biggest praise I could actually give him is that if Man City were to lose Rodri, he would be the perfect replacement for them. Like he is phenomenal.
Well, given the way Isak has now set the just hit my mic, set the precedent for Newcastle players being able to scream their way out, maybe he's the next one. He wants to make his move to City.
Maybe that would be a lot harder for him, considering we had to spend a year with his gambling ban. So
yeah, that's yeah.
That will if it happens and he does do this, that will hurt more than the Isak thing. But for me, I don't know. Yeah. I feel like he's embraced the City more than Isak has in the short time he's been here. But
he's been on walks along Whitley Bay.
Yeah, he's with his dog and his.
I don't think you'll be seeing Isak do that.
But he did. Actually, Isak was photographed in Gosforth with all of his dogs, but we'll not talk about that.
Yeah. No, it's photoshopped.
All right. Well, I just had to do this because I cannot allow this to be a whitewash, and everybody knows how I feel about Zubimendi. I was so excited to have him at Arsenal.
A whitewash? What for the Sancho?
No, yeah, I know.
I thought you meant for the.
Cal did me dirty here. He went with Tonali.
No, he's just so.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's like I do rate Zubimendi a lot, but I can't ignore what Tonali's actually done in the league for the past couple of years. You know what I'm saying?
Or a year, because he, as Ash mentioned, he was suspended. But
but he played for a bit before the suspension. Though.
Obviously, I'm gonna have to put Tonali in because the people have voted, and it is Sandro Tonali. But me personally, I am a big Zubimendi guy, and I think that Zubimendi is one of the best number 6s in all of world football, and I feel like when we come here for the return leg at the Emirates, there's a chance that we might change that vote.
I think by the end of the season, we're going to be changing this.
You're going to start seeing more Newcastle players.
That's what you hope.
Big Dan Burn on left centre back.
Dan Burn.
All right, so this is where it gets interesting here. Would you guys play? I want to get to Bruno's position first. But
why are you saying Bruno's position like he's guaranteed in this team?
Because he knows that he's there. Don't do
that. No.
I don't understand.
It's the only reason why why I'm saying this is because Odegaard's form has been so bad. It's hard for me to go out there and fight for him. So if
I don't think we shift players. I think Declan Rice plays at the left center.
So we're gonna go Rice v Bruno. Is that what we're agreeing on that?
See,
I would play Rice at that position. That's his best position.
Because the question is, do you do Rice and Bruno, or do you do Bruno and Odegaard, or you mean so it's like different like.
Rice gets in this
Odegaard, or Rice and Odegaard, or Eze. We can maybe chuck Eze if we want to do in this midfield somewhere as well. Like,
well, this is why I asked.
There's so many options that we've got. I mean, no offense, but Joe Linton's not. Well, let's forget about that.
Yeah. Honorable mention, good player, great player. But yeah, it doesn't for me. Like this is kind of why I asked the question, because if we're talking 2 8s. In the same way that Newcastle plays, for me, it's Rice on the left and Bruno on the right. But if we're talking the way Arsenal play, which is more like you say he's an 8, but he's more of a 10, let's be real, then for me, it's Rice and Eze. So it depends. That's how I see it. It depends. Because I don't think Rice is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like Rice is the only 8 comparable to Bruno.
Oh, can you believe this, by the way? But we're tied. So far. 3-3.
You're saying this like Newcastle's a bad team.
The thing is, Newcastle's first team is good. It's just the depth that they just don't have.
I think the depth is actually. I think the depth is better than you think, though, Cal.
When I mean they don't. When I say they don't have the depth, I mean like if they had incredible squad depth, they'd be challenging for a title. That's not happening.
This is the whole thing that I brought up. I said, because of the Isak situation, people have completely under-analyzed the players we got in. Nearly in every single position, we have a good backup. In every position.
Well, then okay. Well, not to derail this conversation. Then what's the problem?
We don't.
What's the problem with what scoring? Well,
No, why aren't you challenging for a title?
We'll be getting
What's
there.
missing?
We need to have the striker
I would
situation.
say
We had a striker last year.
Because I'm the reason why I'm saying this is because Arsenal, we're trying to win a title. We've been trying to win a title for a couple of years. We've been falling short, and we've had good starting lineup. And this is the first season where I can say where we've have extremely powerful bench as well. So and we're going for a title. I mean, you can't say that you have an extremely strong starting lineup and a really good bench, but you're not challenging.
No, I agree. I think it's like we just need
because if it's like that, that means your manager is a problem. If that's the case.
Well, like I said,
I think last season we didn't have the squad depth. I think this season we do, but I don't think our squad depth is the same as your guys' squad depth.
Okay.
And this season, our striker department is just we don't have one of the best strikers in the world currently playing for us anymore. And so that's a big difference.
Okay.
I still think, but for me, like when I looked at the before the end this season, I think that anyone in that top 4 could win the league. It will come down to injuries and managing those injuries, which is why I tipped Arsenal to win it, because I think these are the
good man. I love how, by the way, Kane has come here on my show and basically spoken my opinion, which is I think is lovely. It's very refreshing. So,
I mean, you're still wrong about Zubimendi, but it's fine. We can we'll disagree on that one. But for the sake of this, like I said, it depends how you want to play it. If you want to play a 10 like Arsenal, then for me it's Eze and Rice. But if we're playing 2-8, although I think the Bruno Rice conversation is probably a lot closer than
the only question I would ask about Bruno Rice, and Cal brought this up as well, is like it's really lacking creativity. So like where's the
I don't know.
I don't know. Bruno and Tonali can
to be honest with you, I think Rice and Bruno work. Okay.
Yeah, no, I think they do as well. Because
I think Bruno is. I mean, he's not Eze, but this is the thing with me, right? I think if we played Eze all season as that 10 position, as that right 8 position, like we saw him do, I'd be more keen. I'd be forcing the issue way more, especially if he was there and he's winning us games. But we haven't.
The thing that makes this hard though is that we're going to end up having a lot more of a disagreement on the left wing than we would have wanted to because I would keep Eze in more in contention into there because
but I think for the balance of the squad, I think that Bruno, Rice, and Tonali, I think that's actually that's actually a crazy midfield.
Well,
that's a really good midfield.
Before, remember?
Yeah,
this is why I would take Rice from Arsenal, because we would have a midfield of
that would be in midfield. Yeah,
that is actually disgusting.
You just don't lose the ball essentially.
No, you don't. You keep the ball. And
so are we all in agreement that's going to be our midfield then?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent midfield. Because I remember when Partey was trying to leave, like not last season before, I was doing like comparison stats between Bruno and Partey, and Bruno had more progressive stats than Partey, which is something that really surprised me as well in terms of how much this guy actually progresses the ball forward. So it's like
I'll say this to that, Cal. So this is one thing that goes under the radar. Bruno always used to be number 1 in the whole of Europe for ball possession with the opposition player within like 2 meters, I think, of him. So like he would always love to have the opposition player play off him, so he'd spin around them, bring the ball up, and then pass it like straight forward. He's incredibly good progressive player, and people don't realize that. That's why having Sandro behind him was perfect.
Yeah, and you can't get the ball off him. The guy's the only way you get the ball off him is fouling him, which is why he's the most fouled player in the Premier League. I think
I thought he was on the other side of the spectrum.
No,
giving away the most fouls.
No, he takes players on like with such ease. he just puts himself in between the two players, and he draws fouls like no one else. And he can play he is more like Pirlo than what Tonali is, because he can pick up that ball and spray it wherever he wants to. But he can also, and the way he plays at Newcastle is when we've progressed the ball in the final third, he'll sit on the top of that box and he'll take the ball and he'll like poke little passes down like penetrating passes through for either the winger or the striker to get a hold of.
Yeah.
So he's phenomenally creative in a variety of ways. I mean, that midfield is disgusting.
Yeah, and you'll realize one thing about Bruno is he doesn't pick up a lot of assists, because he does, like I said, like what Kane said, where he gets the ball on the edge of the box, he'll pass it through to like the winger that's running behind, and then the winger will pass it, square it to the striker.
Yeah.
So he won't get the assist, but he'll be the person who's created the chance. So
for the ball,
it's he's going to be a big part of our game versus you guys, to be honest.
Mm. Wow. Okay. Well, we're tied at 4 players apiece now. Which look at that midfield.
I think the top,
that is. Yeah. I mean, too bad. Odegaard is just not on it right now and not healthy for the most part. Like, it would have been a different, more entertaining discussion.
To be honest, in order for Odegaard to get into this team like this, he'd have to play like he did for the title charge where he had like 20, I think he had 20 GA in the season. Like, is that the one where he scored like 11 goals? Like he'd have to be playing unbelievably. I mean, there was a point in time where Odegaard was getting compared to freaking De Bruyne because
was that when he was was that when he was on loan?
No.
Right.
No. 2 years ago, we almost won the league.
Yeah. So he needs to get back to that to be a part of this midfield, to be honest with you. And I think the top 3 speaks for itself. I think we all know what it is.
Does it though? Because I feel like maybe right and striker potentially could speak for themselves, but left, now that we've got Eze still a potential,
I think Gordon.
I would honestly have Anthony Gordon in my mind almost as the player that like would be bang on to be in this 11. But now that I could choose Eze, I don't necessarily know that if that's a foregone conclusion.
I just think Eze is more of a central player. I think it's Gordon, Saka, and Gyökeres at the moment. I think it's set on, especially since we've not really had much from Voltemade and Wissa. I think, I can't massively.
Well, I think we know. I think we all agree. You guys already gave me our vote for Saka already, because you guys both said that. Newcastle fan Bukayo Saka.
The one, the only.
Yeah.
And you guys don't even. Yeah.
And then we'll go striker.
Yeah, because that's literally one of your main problems.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, if you come back to this at another time, it might be a different conversation. But we need to have.
Yeah, we might have like a completely different 11 the next time we play. Like, some of our players you might end up getting, and like vice versa. Like, there's some players that aren't in form for us at the moment that we could have probably easily have picked players who haven't even played yet. Like I wouldn't be surprised. Like, you guys, Lewis Hall got 3 out of the 4 votes. But I'm telling everybody, if Nkapia gets into the Arsenal team and starts playing regularly, I think that's gonna be one of those players that everyone's gonna be like, okay, no, he gets that position.
By the end of this season, our formation is going to be different as well.
Yeah,
with the likes of Jacob Ramsey, going to be a bit more a cam. We're going to have probably Voltemade and Wissa playing off each other. That we might have Voltemade just being the second striker behind him. So I think we're going to have a slightly different formation when everyone's fit, to be fair. And obviously you guys will have that Odegaard being a bit further forward in that cam role anyway.
So I've left the left-hand side open just so we can have some bit of a conversation, because I think it's a good one to have, because it's one of our most influential players now in our team and your most influential attacker in your team going head-to-head here. So I think
actually, I just put Eze in there. He didn't get a red card. Discipline.
See, here you go. This is why I left it open.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
Because I put players in here based on this season, right? So one of the reasons I picked Tonali,
and Eze was man of the match for Palace against Chelsea.
Yeah, but the Gordon red card doesn't count because it was in striking position, so it doesn't matter for this. So we didn't actually get a red card on the left.
This guy's a bag of tricks. This guy.
Uno reverse card.
I think as a let's be 100%. I think we all know Eze is a better player than Gordon. Like Eze is that's
what I'm saying. I
think Eze is one of the best creative players in the league. I think, and he also last season he leveled up. He showed us that he actually has killer instinct in terms of his ability to finish off games single-handedly, his ability to show up in finals. And for us right now, it actually doesn't matter where we play him. He's getting assists and he's impacting the game. We played him on the left. We played him on the left wing. He's the guy who's like assisted for Gyökeres. We played him in on that right 10 position. Yeah. He's linking up with Saka and he's also getting assists. Without him, we don't draw against Manchester City.
Right?
Yeah. So he is like. It's very, very hard to keep him out the team, to be honest. I mean, and as good as Anthony Gordon, as good as Gordon is, and I would want him as a player at Arsenal. He's the one I would take the most out in that Newcastle team. Like based on this team, this formation that we have right here with the available players remaining, it's definitely Eze for me, man.
I'm just gonna say two numbers. 24, 27.
You're going by age again.
But Anthony Gordon's 24. Eze's
can I tell you, Eze's 27 is
27 is your prime.
Exactly.
That's when you should be playing football.
That's the worry thing. He's in his prime and he's already the same level as Gordon. Gordon's only going to get better.
No one says that Anthony Gordon's the same level as Eze. No one says that.
I do.
No, I reckon
you're a Newcastle fan.
I reckon they're on a similar tier. Like I think the easiest way to
but how is
obviously England, right? So we're picking a World Cup team. Who we start on the left? We start Gordon. We start Eze. Like
Gordon.
It's hard because
Kane's an England fan because he and so is Ash. Like.
I'm not an England fan.
He's definitely.
Yeah, you're a nothing fan. Okay, fine. Ash is a definitely big England fan. So like,
it's hard because these are two very different players. I will say though that Anthony has not been as good this last season and the start of this season. To a point where a lot of fans were questioning did he even deserve his start over Harvey Barnes, and rightfully so in certain cases. I feel like he's shown he can operate at a higher level than Eze. The problem is he didn't. That wasn't last season. It was the season before that. Whereas Eze has shown more consistent level. I would say if you were to ask me today, I would choose Eze over Gordon. But again, they are very different players, and you're asking very different things from them.
This is why I left the left-hand side open because we were just going to give it to Gordon, and all of a sudden now, out of nowhere, Eberechi Eze has now won the left-hand side.
Only one of them this season has a Champions League goal. And it's not Eze.
But if Anthony can recapture what he did a couple of seasons ago, then he would go above Eze.
But it's about that consistency. We've seen players drop off. I mean, look at if I had Odegaard a couple of seasons ago, it'd be a completely different conversation right now. You know what I'm saying?
Declan Rice wouldn't be in this team. It'd be weird.
I think for me, it came down to this team. I think for me, it came down to it's very hard to bench Eze from a combined 11 like this. So either you were going to be putting you were going to be choosing between Bruno or Gordon, really, for who got in, because you could have put Eze in the sort of the 10 and say,
if you wanted even more creative midfield and you put Eze as that left 10, as that right 10, you definitely put Gordon in the left wing.
But that's what I mean. Like, I think as a winger, I think Gordon's better than Eze as a winger, but I think Eze has the ability to be in the middle, which is better.
So when is Anthony Gordon getting a haircut? I'm not going to say, because Kane obviously has got a lovely man bun himself. So I'm not gonna.
Don't forget Cal's hair as well.
He's sitting around with his bandana, like his hair flowing around everywhere.
Listen, I fully was convinced Gordon had a flipping do-rag on the other day. The way the camera panned to him, you could not see the top of that bandana. It looked like he fully had a do-rag on. Now it took me by surprise for a second.
I was confused who was on the left wing for a start. I was like, I don't remember who has the black hair on the left wing. Like, who's this?
That's funny, right? But this is a good team, to be honest. I think this is one of the more fun combined 11s, because I'm not having to have.
Because when we play Chelsea, I tell you,
I'm not having dumb arguments, because Newcastle players are like, especially their starting 11, are genuinely very good. So I don't need, like, when I concede, I'm not like, I don't feel like shit. Like, it's actually good players.
I think it's one of those conversations that we are both actually in a good place at the moment. So you can actually see the likes of Bruno Tonali being in the midfield over, say, the likes of Zubi.
Yeah,